The Butler County prosecutor says he wants to know whether it's legal for his county to hold federal detainees for ICE.
The prosecutor has sent a letter to the Ohio Attorney General asking for an opinion on the matter because he says he does not want the county to be liable for tens of millions of dollars in damages should there be a lawsuit. Raids by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement are happening day and night across the country and right here in the tri-state. When there are arrests locally, ICE often detains their arrestees at the Butler County Jail.
We are the biggest that I'm aware of in the state of Ohio to hold illegal aliens in the jail here.
Sheriff Richard Jones last month showed us his ICE pods, where he keeps ICE detainees. Currently, there are 330 people here suspected of being in the U.S. illegally.
That the general public wants to have criminal aliens out of this country. I respect that and agree with that also. But it has to be done with proper legal authority. And if the sheriff does not have that proper legal authority, somebody's going to get sued. And I would rather not be Butler County.
Prosecutor Mike Gmoser has written a letter to the Ohio Attorney General asking for clarification. He cites previous AG opinions that stated a sheriff may not hold ICE detainees when the aliens have not been charged with or convicted of a crime, and that the sheriff's office may not perform a function of an immigration officer in the enforcement of civil provisions of federal immigration law. The prosecutor fears there are ICE detainees in Butler County held on civil, not criminal charges.
ICE does charge oftentimes civil-only violations because they're easier to prove.
We would applaud Prosecutor Gmoser for sending this request and this inquiry.
Butler County Democrats are in the unusual position of cheering on Republican Mike Gmoser, admittedly for different reasons.
Of what's actually happening there and the human rights issues of people being detained without any criminal background, the inability to have access to their families and not knowing exactly what's happening to them next without the due process of law.
We should always be concerned about that. As an additional co-equal concern, I'm concerned about the citizens in this county and the expense that can be incorporated into that problem if somebody is wrongfully arrested.
We did ask the Butler County Jail how many of its ICE detainees are being held on civil charges, and we're waiting for those numbers now. Prosecutor Gmoser says that if the state legislature would simply widen the scope of a sheriff to include civil ICE cases, the state would no longer be exposed to potential multi-million-dollar lawsuits. But until that time, he says he does not want the liability and wants the AG to weigh in. The AG's office says that it is reviewing that request.